Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Aditya Patel. Yesterday we discussed about what is free structure, file structure in Angular. Today we are discuss about what is modules and components in Angular. First is modules. What are modules? In programming terms, modules can be described as self-contained chunks of the functionality in your application which can run independently. In Angular, modules are the collection of components, service directories, and pipes which are related such that they can combine to form a module. In a more simple way, we can imagine the modules as the packages we use in the C hash, which are self-contained set of the classes and methods. For example, consider a customer modules which we will have the section to add, edit, delete, customer section to get a customer cards, and masking them or operating them so we can logically include them in the customer module. Customer module divided into three parts: components, service related to customer, and pipes. First, components UI, it means UI, add, edit, delete, and from DV in services related to customer is add, edit, delete. In the third, pipes, mask, card number. We discussed diagram illustrates what module means in Angular. We are clubbing all the user interfaces, services, and pipes to modify the data in the customer module. This is the root module which added by the default by the CLI, where we set up the project which bootstrap app component that has the selectors and template within in it. ng module, this is the decorator which is used to turn the TypeScript class app module into a module. At ng module takes the metadata object which tells the Angular application how to launch and complete the application. Let's see what it contains and properties of ng module as its properties. Declaration array. This array contains which components belongs to the app module by listing them in the module's declaration array. Whenever we add the new component, we add the components in the declaration array. Only declarables, components, pipes, and directives are the added in the declaration array. We won't put any ng module class, service class, or any other model class in the declaration array. Second is imports array. Import statement appears only in the ng module section which adds other Angular modules. All of them decorated with the ng modules are added inside the imports array. In short, we add the modules whose features are needed in the application in the imports array. Look at the code snippet is imports import double semicolon square bracket browser model square bracket complete comma. This snippet imports the browser model as our application is executing in the browser. Every application that needs the browser model to be imported in the application. Providers array, we will see that Angular apps mainly depend on the DI services to work properly. So provides array helps in the adding the services to application before using them. So for example, if we have data services which is required for the customer module can be injected into the app module and it can be used to across the components. Second is what is component? Component, the most important feature of an Angular application is the component which controls the view or the template that we use. Generally, we write all the application logic for the view that is mapped in this component. In analogy, we can consider template to be the ASPX files and components can be the .xpx, .cs files which can have all application logic. Let's have to look at the code snippet of the app component in the application. Import component from Angular has core. Add component selector app root template URL app.component.html style URLs app.component.css double export class app component title is equal to app. When we look at the component app component, it is just a plain class which is property title in it. It turns into the component when we add the metadata component, or we can say when decorating the simple class with the component attribute, it turns into a component. Components decorator are the required computation object which needs information to create and the view component in the real time. Following we have properties are combined of the component class. Let's see what they tell one by one. First, selector. It is the selector which tells Angular to create or insert the instance of a component. Whenever they see the selector, in this case it has approach. What it does, it is replace the content of the component. In the tag approach, which is present in the parent HTML, in our case it is a index.html. Second is template URL. This is the URL of the HTML which are going to display when the component is called. Third is style URLs. This content the styles are applied to the component UI. 4. Providers. Providers array is the array of dependency. Whenever we need to add dependency of any service or pipes in the providers array. Metadata that we define in the at component tells Angular where to get a major building blocks you specify in the application component. Metadata and template together forms the view in the Angular application. So this was about the basics of the component and modules. Basic configuration string can be worked on out on the metadata that we define in the components tell Angular where it get the major building blocks you specified in the application. A component, metadata and template together form the view of the Angular application. Today we have stopped here. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.